Welcome and thank you for joining me. This is Evgeny's XC70 D4 diesel in Russia, and I will be translating this repair video that he shares with us. So don't get confused. This is not my T6 XC70. So this summer the issue is with the air conditioning. It quits working randomly. Upon diagnostics with VDASH, there is a code that points to a problem with the radiator fan, one of them. And today we're gonna show you the problem and how Evgeny is gonna fix that. Before we continue, a short message from the channel's sponsor, D5T5.com. The guys are in business over 10 years and they specialize in aftermarket software for Volvo. Visit their website and you can download for free VDASH. With this program you can diagnose the car, read codes, erase codes. You can program different modules in the car. You can tune your Volvo with VDASH. Also, VDD is available for purchase. This device connects and stays in your diagnostic port. Download the app for your Android or iOS, and you can configure things with VDD for your Volvo. A link is on the screen for detailed video, and also visit their eShop. Lots of parts and accessories for your Volvo. Thank you for the support, and let's continue with the video. So this is the diagnostic trouble code. You can pause the video. There is 2 pages, and this is the second page. Pause and read it to get a better idea what's going on. To pull out the radiator fan assembly, a few things that needs to be removed. This relay here, you gotta undo the torque screw. There is a big connector that we need to disconnect, and we need to move the oil cooler aside, and then you will be able to pull out the whole assembly upwards from the vehicle. We're gonna do that now. Next is to cut a few zip ties, factory zip ties that hold the relay and the electrical connector. To get access to the bolt that holds the oil cooler, we need to remove the air filter box. To remove the lower filter box, we take a 10mm socket and we compress the plastic tabs and pull at the same time on the box upwards, and it releases the plastic connector there. So over here we take the 10mm socket, compress the plastic tabs and pull upwards. Torx 30, remove the bolt for the oil cooler. The oil cooler sits downwards in its position. Just pull it up and pull it aside. And now the fan assembly should come out with not much problem. Here is the issue. There is 2 electric motors. The bigger fan is for engine cooling and the smaller fan is for the AC condenser cooling. It's brushed motor, so the brushes wear out. There is a lot of brush dust inside the motors, which can cause even more wear. And you definitely don't want to neglect this issue by driving the car, because if the control module goes bad, then you're in trouble. Volvo will sell you the whole assembly together. You cannot buy separately the control module or the fans. So definitely we gotta repair it as soon as possible. We're gonna disassemble everything. We're gonna refurbish the motors by replacing the brushes. We'll take a look at the condition on both motors, and we're gonna clean everything, and hopefully this will solve the problem. Now take a look at the price from Volvo Canada here. With taxes, close to 1,000 Canadian dollars, so that's insane. Let's try and save. Disconnecting the connector, just push on the tab and pull on the connector. Not hard, pretty easy. 3 8mm bolts that hold the fan. Both motors are identical, so we'll show you how we repair one of them. To disassemble the motor, this metal cover is held by those metal tabs, so we gotta bend them inwards using pliers. We're gonna do that next, and then when we assemble, we'll just bend them back like they're right now. The metal is pretty soft, so you are able to use just pliers to bend them inwards. And as we can see, there is a lot of dirt and dust accumulation on the cover bearing right here, so that's not good. Here we can see the brushes inside the motor. We're gonna continue disassembling the motor itself. Let's confirm the problem. There is 4 brushes, 3 of them are really worn out. They're pretty much at minimum right now. They also don't move freely. Only one of them is still okay and still movable in its place. So we're gonna need to find something that will fit here. We'll go to the store, see what we can find to save this motor. Let's take a look at the commutator, it's called. There is a lot of dust in here, and the commutator is pretty worn. We'll try to refurbish it by sanding it down to give it a little bit more life. 10 years and 200,000 kilometers. Maybe we can extend the life for another 10 years and another 100,000 kilometers. Hopefully. This is all road dust, but mostly brushes dust as they wear out. Definitely a must clean here, because it doesn't do anything good to the motor. An update on the brushes: after using compressed air, Two brushes started to move freely, so definitely all the debris got them stuck in their position. The spring wouldn't push on them. So two worn out, two got stuck. Definitely all the dirt doesn't do any good. So what I was able to buy is not the exact fit. So the original brush is 6.9 millimeter by 8 millimeter, and the brush that I purchased is 6.9 millimeter by wider, which is almost 10. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna wear them down to the correct size by using sandpaper. We're gonna just wear one side until we reach the correct measurement. I'm gonna show you, I have already did one brush, and the wire is not soldered, it's actually welded. So I had to cut down the wire and just solder the new wire to the old wire. And I used a small zip tie to hold the brush in position. So I know how to do it now. I'm gonna do the same for the rest of the brushes, the 3 of them. The commutator, I'm gonna also try and sand it down to give it some more life. To disassemble the motor from the actual fan, there is the same 8 millimeter nut, and it's actually reverse thread, so to undo it we go clockwise. Important to note. There is 2 bearings, one at the rear of the motor, one at the front. We'll lubricate both of these bearings because the movement is not as smooth as it should be, probably because of the age and all the debris and the dust. We're gonna put the nut onto the shaft and gently tap it out. So let's inspect the bearing, and yes, it feels not very good. It doesn't move freely. So we're gonna try and lubricate it and see how it's gonna behave. So the bearing is actually riveted to the frame of the motor. I'm not gonna disassemble that because I'm afraid to damage something. So I'm gonna just try and lubricate it with this method here, as you can see, and let's take a look at the result after. And yep, it feels a lot better right now after lubrication. So thankfully we don't need to replace it. Hopefully it's gonna last a long time now. To refurbish the commutator, I have an idea of installing it onto the drill, and using a piece of wood and sandpaper, we're gonna gently make it a little bit better by sanding down and making it straight, so the new brushes will be contacting the commutator in a good way. So let's do that. We want to try and reach so it moves as straight as possible. So the result is much better right now. It's a lot more smooth and without any grooves. I didn't want to wear it down too much because you don't want to go too much down and wear it a lot, but this will work. So this is the original brush, this is what I purchased, and this is what I achieved after sanding down. So the length, I brought it down to 14 millimeter because the length is too long from the box. So eventually what happened is I shaved down the side and I shaved down the length, and this will work perfect for the motor. So all done, all 4 brushes were sanded down to the proper measurements, temporarily held down by zip ties. All 4 brushes are soldered in position, and here you can see the 4 original old brushes on the table. Let's put everything back together. Just for reference, we're gonna leave here all the bearing numbers and some other numbers on the motor. Maybe will be helpful in the future. Using flathead screwdriver, gently pry inwards the brushes and take your time to put the motor back together. Let's bench test the fan. The black wire goes to the black, the red to the red contact. I'm gonna give it 14 volts and 2 amps and see if it's gonna come alive. Okay, looks like not enough amps. Let's bump up a little bit more amps. Confirmed, it works really well. Now we can put everything back together, and I will show you only the differences on the second motor, if any. So let's continue. Make sure you don't damage the shaft by using 2 pieces of wood so it's suspended in the air. We're gonna take a socket and just use a hammer to bend down the metal tabs to secure the cover in position. To tighten the nut, we go counterclockwise, as it's reverse thread. So looks like the bigger fan has the same identical motor, just the fan size is different. So we're gonna take it apart and take a look at the condition and see what needs to be done. So upon first inspection, the same amount of dirt and debris. Let's take it apart and take a look at the condition of the brushes and the commutator. So the bigger fan, the condition of the brushes is really good. All of them move freely. The wear is really minimal. So all we have to do is just use some compressed air. We're gonna refurbish a little bit the commutator here using sandpaper, put everything back together. Let's summarize. Everything is back together. The smaller fan operates more frequently for longer, hence the wear on it. The bigger one is in good condition. The wear is very minimal to it. So next time, if I have the same code, diagnostic code, I will definitely know the fan motor is gone. So we'll have to find a used one and see what can be done. Let's put everything back together. The procedure is obviously everything in reverse order. Sliding the fan assembly onto its position, reconnecting all connectors, reinstalling the oil cooler.
Подключаем разъем вентилятора. До щелчка и проверяем, что он не слетел. Дальше
We'll have to use some zip ties here to secure all the wires, the one that were cut from factory. Let's thank Evgeny for taking the time and effort to produce this video for us. Hopefully it will be useful for someone. Definitely a lot of money saved here by repairing the motors instead of buying the whole complete unit from Volvo or finding a used one. You can support the channel by just liking it, subscribe to the channel, don't forget the notification bell. You can make a one-time donation by clicking the super thanks button below the video. All the description will be updated below. Comment for any advice that you have, maybe something useful. I'll see you soon. Like and subscribe again. Bye bye, guys.